Okay, I got this thing painted up, and I used some matte clear and some automotive base coat actually, and I got it all covered nice. Little background music from the shadows, little sleepwalker. I want to do a little comparison on these two scopes. At first I did not have these two scopes together, but now I do because they ended up sending me basically a free one, which is hats off to Monstrum once again. So I can do this. This is the 3-time magnifier, 3.330 compact prism scope. They call it the Mark I. And they're both identical as far as their functions. The only difference is the battery tray and the indicator for your red and green circle dot is this one's on the side, this one's up top. 17 ounces on this one, and we're at 11 ounces on the Blackbird. They have 2 MOA dot and then a nice circle around it. The circle dot is bigger than the Holosuns. It's large and it's etched into the glass. I'm kind of liking these things because if the optic fails as far as the battery, you still have the etched reticle. So really cool. Just want to show you a little difference. I've got a toss up between which one I like better. The lighter one went on the heavier vehicle. So this is the 1522, so it's ultralight. But I just did some shooting today with my wife, and we both loved it. Very nice, very crystal clear. But you look at the two and they look kind of the same. And this one here, not to confuse you, but this one confused me. The compact prism scope, first one I got, it's got these big bolts on the side is the only thing I don't like about it, and the weight. It is heavier duty looking. You look at these two, and one's definitely more streamlined. And I'm gonna keep this the same. This is gonna be a floater optic. Right now it's working for my 1522, but you never know. I do have some really cool, Monstrum has these cool flip caps as well. They have them in FDE. And they match my gun real well. I put them on this Bluebird or Blackbird, and it makes it look bulkier, but it protects my lenses. That's key. So I did that. Video 2 on this CX4. I have a video on this using this optic. Okay, I returned this optic because it had some glue around it and it wasn't perfect. And they replaced it. I ended up buying this one instead, and it was 20 bucks cheaper. They refunded. And then I couldn't believe it, but I got this in the mail like 2 weeks later, a free scope basically. So really cool. The difference between the knobs, back to the Frankenstein knobs here, and kind of messed with my racking here. Even though this is an ambidextrous firearm, I could flip it over to the other side, but I don't want to get used to that. So I went with this. It's got a tighter group here, lighter. It's a bit shorter. Let me see, I'm 4.9. on the heavier one, 17. This is the 330. And let me get this, I get it mixed up. The S330P. And the Blackbird lighter, 11 ounces. So 4.9 inches, 4.1. A little shorter, but you can see that it's quite a bit smaller. It just is, and it seems like it fits lower. I think they're the same, 1.5, I believe, from your Picatinny, basically. So two really nice options. Monstrum totally covers you. They're great with customer service. And I went and shot shit out of this. I'm going to show a little bit of that, but it don't matter because they're both the same optic. One's lighter. This is a super light 1522 M&P. And to add a little weight to it is not going to hurt it, just for practice with my full-size AR. So I'm working with some weight. So this thing, if I can lighten it up, definitely will go with that. But there's your Blackbird. These are always out of stock. And it shows that you can get them FDE, but they're always out of stock. So they're either really popular or it's a pain in the ass for them to, for one, paint them, because that's a whole nother process. And for two, just, I guess, keeping them in stock. People are buying them. But I give them 2 thumbs up, really, because I know if they fail or whatever, I can return it. And as far as the, I mean, what's going to fail? They illuminated, but I have an etched reticle in there, a beautiful, clean circle dot. So, good deal. I'm really happy with these scopes, and I just want to give a heads up for these. Which one would I choose? This one's 20 bucks cheaper. It's a little shorter. It's lighter. That's why it went on my vehicle of choice as far as what I want to put on what. That one looks a little cooler, and I like the FDE color in that as well a little better. And this just seems more ergonomically right there. I can see, I can look down my left side of my firearm, I'm right-handed, and see what setting I'm on or whatnot, or when I go to turn it off and everything. So, pretty cool stuff. Okay, got my little Survivor pack here. Works perfect for this CX4 Storm, really. Okay, so I've done some painting. I got this new Blackbird optic on there, Prism scope, and it's a 3-time magnifier with a circle dot, and I got it painted up nice, and I'm going to sight this thing in real quick and go from there. Little flashlight going there, and good to go. Okay, my little CX4. So I did a bunch of FDE type stuff, and this is Talon, the DIY sheeting, 5x7 I think it is. It was perfectly 7 inches or whatever, and bent it over there, taped that on, used the little Talon scraps here and there, painted all this stuff up, FDE. That's a Monstrum flashlight. I got it on my center beam on the Picatinny, on the factory CX4 Storm. Kind of slides out there. You push in on that little button there, and it'll slide in and out. Painted everything, got it all FDE'd out as much as I could. Did my mags. I did mask the my little indicators here. So you put it on either G or R and it turns it off. And these are real positive too. They click tight. They do. And I like them. So there I go. That's the Blackbird. Video before this, I have the other version of the Blackbird, which is heavier. Okay, let's see where we're at. I'm going to shoot 2 shots to get a group, and I've got an ice cold barrel as well, so. Okay, so perfectly tight group, which is good. The barrel will change, I do believe. Boy, this safety, I bitch about it, but there's 2 shots, but I'm close. I can usually get about within 4 inches, you know. And I was shed 8 inches off last time, so that's where I'm at now. And that's showing me that it's right there. So I'm going to dial it over to my holes. Same hold. Just dial my optic, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go on up to the target with this thing. And then I'll take these things here. I'll kind of play around with it, but I'm going to dial this and see how. It's interesting. It almost looks like 3 holes there, but it's not. Okay, let me do that, and I'll go fast motion. Okay, let's try this again now, and I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. I tend to pull down a little bit with this particular trigger, so I'm gonna leave it there. I think. did it. Yes, all 30. Awesome. Yeah, this faller was being a little acting up a little bit, but seemed to be fine. So, good deal. Oh, fighting the cold. I'm determined. I'm going to get out here. I don't care how cold it is. So, great little setup. It's good to see my 30 round is working well. And I did hit my targets. I forgot about that one up there. I'm going to hit that next. But at these, I tend to pull this trigger down a little bit to the left. But close enough. Got old Henry between the eyes. But I'm going to shoot at that head there and see if I can keep at least within that 3-inch paster out here at 15 yards. And I had to see my freezing ass cold accuracy. And burr. All right. But I do like this little Blackbird scope. It's the same as the other one. It's just lighter, basically. So, and I got these wanky ass gloves on, and it's just not the same as not having them on. See if I can keep her steady. Nailed it. And that safety is, you know, I've been bitching about it. This is about my 3rd video on this one. And that safety is getting a little looser as I use it. So not too bad. I was nailing it, ended up knocking it off because of the cold. It ain't even sticking. So I actually had to staple. That's what I was going at. So that's my 3-inch, 2-inch groups or whatever. But yeah, I had to staple that one. They don't stick. Put a staple in there, and pretty much tattered it. I don't know how she was sitting, but good enough for me. Quick 10 there. Just trying to get some total accuracy on this butter. And I tend to float, and it's about 30 degrees, but I pulled a couple. But I'm there. So I'm not going to touch that. Not going to touch that little sight, little Blackbird of mine, little Monstrum. So good deal. I like it.